Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for choosing our show. Now, the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and the DCP party leader, together with his team, have rejected the suggestion by Moses Kuria that they can work together because obviously they are very suspicious about Moses Kuria's mission. Now, yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua witnessed a very fishy olive branch that was being extended by Moses Kuria. That is after William Ruto seduced the former Baringo Senator, Gideon Moi, and they agreed to work together. Moses Kuria rushed to write something that we've all read, and I want us to read it because it's gonna form the basis of what I want to talk about, because his request has been rejected, and in fact, Rigathi Gachagua has sent emissaries that have chased Moses Kuria. Very fast, just to repeat what we've all read, is that Moses Kuria was telling Rigathi Gachagua that, to my brother Rigathi Gachagua, I am an honest man. By now you know that. It is an undeniable fact that majority of our Mount Kenya people listen to you. You are ahead of the rest of us. You are edging closer to be our undisputed kingpin in the mountain. In fact, just like Gideon Moi and William Ruto are working together, I might consider working with you very soon. Now, the next statement is the one that angered Rigathi and his people, because Moses Kuria continued to say, I have only one humble request. Kindly refrain from insulting our leaders in general. Our women leaders in particular, and all Mount Kenyan women by extension, doesn't really sound commensurate with your undisputed kingpin status. Kindly, sir, with profound respect. So that was Moses Kuria, who did declare that he would work with Rigathi Gachagua. Rather, he said he might consider working with him, because he, in his own admission, was saying many people, the majority of Mount Kenya people are now listening to Rigathi Gachagua. But he had a rider which he choreographed in as a request. He said, stop insulting our people and women leaders. And the reason why Moses Kuria was requesting Rigathi Gachagua to stop insulting women leaders, Rigathi had a rally in Embu, Runyenjes, and that area. And Rigathi was saying that there are women leaders who are being misused by William Ruto to divide the Mount Kenya nation. And he was talking of Waiguru and calling, Waiguru is the governor of Kirinyaga. And then Cecil Mbarire, who is currently the governor of Embu, was also a victim of a fierce onslaught from Rigathi Gachagua. These are things went.
Wewe gavana Waiguru, wewe Karinda, kwani nyinyi hamuna akili?
But that request didn't go down well with Rigathi and his people. In as much as Moses Kuria was saying that this is a humble request, Rigathi and his team felt that Moses Kuria was giving Rigathi a condition. When he said they might work together, there was a caveat that if and only when you stop insulting other leaders. You know, Rigathi Gachagua doesn't think that he's really insulting the women leaders, but he feels that he's fixing some sense in them. And this team feels that as the undisputed kingpin of Mount Kenya, no one should give him a condition. And the Kiambu senator, who is also one of the very strongest supporters of Rigathi Gachagua, decided to inform Moses Kuria of what Rigathi team thinks about his move. And they didn't welcome his olive branch that he was extending. And they have called him off, they have told him off, they have chased him, and they have rejected any attempt. This is the Kiambu senator.
Mimi niko na jambo moja tu. Sasa hivi Kasongo amepanic na ameanza kutuma watu wetu wa Mulima kukuja kututawanyisha. Ametuma kijana mmoja kutoka kule Kiambu, ameanza kukuja kupatia Rigiji masharti. Anaambia Rigiji ati lazima uongee na Waiguru, ati lazima uongee na Karinda. Wewe Moses Kuria, wewe tunakuona. Huyu Rigiji sio kupewa masharti. Si mambo ndio hayo? Kasongo ndio wa kupewa masharti. Na nawaambia wasome Biblia, Matthew 5 verse 24. Kabla hujakuja katika DCP, kabla hujakuja kwa Rigiji, enda kwanza watu wako wakukubali. Enda kwanza watu wakukubali. Si mambo ndio hayo? Tunawaambia wasije kupatia Rigiji masharti. Rigiji sio muosho umoja. Kama watu hawakutaki, hawakutaki. Yule mtu wa kupewa masharti ni Kasongo. Yeye huyo anapatia Rigiji masharti. Vijana wakiuawa, alipatia Kasongo masharti. SHA isipofanya kazi, anapatia Kasongo masharti. Pesa isipofika shule, amepatia Kasongo masharti. Tumwambie tunakuonea 18 wewe. Tunakuonea 18. Na kabla hujaongea na Rigiji, wewe ni mpigaji kura Kiambu, kuja uongee na mimi kwanza. Mimi ndo seneta wa Kiambu, top shotter.
But again, just like Rigathi Gachagua and his team did not welcome the idea of being given a condition, Moses Kuria too did not like the manner in which he was rejected. And you know, Moses Kuria, he decided to write something. And this is what he wrote. He's saying that after my offer to work with our self-declared kingpin on condition he stops insulting our leaders. This is how his kitchen cabinet has responded to my offer for unity of our region. The problem with Rigathi Gachagua is that unlike Jomo Kenyatta, Mwai Kibaki, and Uhuru Kenyatta, he surrounds himself with idiotic lumpens, neophytes, and rookies. The bar has fallen too low. That is Moses Kuria for you. He had offered himself to work with Rigathi Gachagua, and in his admission, he confessed that majority of Mount Kenya fraternity is now listening to Rigathi, and therefore Rigathi is soon becoming the kingpin. When others have declared that Rigathi is the kingpin, to him he was saying maybe sooner or later. After they rejected him, he was now saying that after my offer to work with our self-declared kingpin, look at the words, self-declared. In other words, he begins by saying that no one has appointed Rigathi Gachagua. Rather, in his own mind, he feels that he's the kingpin. And then he's now saying that Rigathi Gachagua surrounds himself with idiots. And he was referring to the Kiambu senator, because the Kiambu senator picked him head-on, faced him head-on and rejected him and told him, we are very suspicious of your move. And by the way, do you think Moses Kuria is honest and genuine in his attempt to work with Rigathi Gachagua? I don't think so. You know what they say, that when it walks like a duck, swims like a duck, quacks like a duck, most probably it can be a duck. And I want to tell you something. Moses Kuria did not stop it there. He now decided that he wanted to show them that indeed he supports William Ruto. And he was saying, dear President William Ruto, today you spoke to my heart. Like Prime Minister Baba Raila Amolo Odinga has told me countless times, Nairobi cannot continue to be the city of faith, garbage, and incompetence. I have heard your cry. That is why I will offer myself to be the governor of the great county of Nairobi in 2027. I will fix Nairobi. So Moses Kuria is now saying that William Ruto touched his heart. William Ruto said, William Ruto is now the man talking about Kenya being a Singapore Kenya imechelewa kwa maendeleo. He speaks a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, what is wrong with Moses Kuria? Immediately Moses Kuria resigned from the position that William Ruto had appointed him to serve in this country. We suspected that he was up to no good. And if you listen and look at his moves, the guy has an ulterior motive. And I remember analyzing that. And I said that sooner, Moses Kuria would want to be part and parcel of the united opposition. And he will go with the conditions, so that when they reject the conditions, he pulls out at the last minute that, I wanted the unity of the mountain, I wanted the unity of this opposition, and then he comes back to William Ruto. I also suspected that he wanted to be at the center of the leaders there, the co-principals, so that whatever is discussed gets back to William Ruto. And we were not very far from this prediction, because you see him offering himself. When he's rejected, he begins insults. So why exactly do I suspect that Moses Kuria is not genuine? When Rigathi Gachagua and DP party leader, the former Attorney General J.B. Muturi, agreed that in the upcoming by-election in Mbeere North, they were going to support the DP candidate, Moses Kuria rushed to issue the person who wanted to contest in a DCP candidate, who was actually angry that Rigathi was not fielding a candidate, and he decided to run on as an independent. Moses Kuria rushed to give him a Chama cha Kazi ticket. If he was indeed genuine that they wanted to work together for the benefit of Mount Kenya people to defeat William Ruto, he would have respected that decision that they were going to support a DP candidate. Instead, he was being a competitor. And to me, that was madharau. Rigathi had told his candidate that, in the spirit of unity of opposition, we are supporting, because this seat was held by DP. But Moses Kuria issued that candidate that was supposed to contest on a DCP candidate. So that alone triggered the anger and the suspicion from the DCP, leaders. Number two, Moses Kuria is blowing hot and cold. He's quite amorphous. He's not steadfast in opposition. He's still weighing options. It is like he doesn't know what he wants. And this tells you that his intentions are not good. If you want to join the opposition, join it, period. And tell them, we are working together. Our main enemy is Kasongo. And in fact, the final and the ultimate test, I remember when there was a tug of war, some altercation between Rigathi and Matiang'i, the deputy party leader of DCP, that is the controversial Kipos Malala, told Matiang'i that if you want us to believe that you are with us, you must sing one term. Lazima useme Ruto must go, na useme Ruto one term. Do you think Moses Kuria can say that? He cannot. He wants to be with Ruto, at the same time he wants to be with Gachagua. If he was indeed in opposition and he wanted to support Rigathi, he would go to Rigathi and he would tell Rigathi, I know I am from working with Ruto, and you perhaps don't accept it because you suspect I'm sent, and you would tell him, I'm ready to work with you. Maybe there would be conditions that Rigathi would give him under probation, just to be sure. But you see, he rushes, and he started calling Rigathi Gachagua as a man who was lowered at the bar, as a man who is surrounding himself with idiots. How did he know, for example, that those were not the sentiments of DCP, neither were they the sentiments of Rigathi Gachagua? Perhaps the Kiambu senator just aired his own views. Maybe Rigathi Gachagua is not the one who sent him. So when he rushed, it means very well that he's guilty as charged. And that's why I'm saying that he's not very honest, but I'm happy that he's been chased. Just like William Ruto sent him. That's what the DCP party feels. Rigathi also sent Karang Wathangwa to, fix some senses in Moses Kuria. So what has happened is Rigathi has blocked Moses Kuria from working with him, despite that Moses Kuria praised him. They don't trust him. Obviously, they feel this is a spy master that has been sent. And if that is true, then Ruto's tricks have backfired, because we believe that Ruto has got many spy masters within the opposition, just to make sure that his interest is taken care of. So Kuria has exploded because he's been rejected, and Rigathi has said, I'm not boarding, I'm not with you. I mean, you cannot come with conditions. They say when you want justice, you come with clean hands. When he begins with conditions, those who come, the Johnny comes late to come with conditions, are there to destroy. But I want to see how things transpire, because Moses is simply testing waters. I don't know why he decided that he wants to contest as for Nairobi gubernatorial seat. He tried it in Kiambu. He didn't succeed. That is why Karang Wathangwa was telling him, let your people accept you first before you start giving conditions. That war, that battle will continue, and it takes Ruto to go back to the drawing board with another strategy, because that has really backfired. I don't know what to think, ladies and gentlemen, but ahead of 2027, we are going to see political theatrics and machinations, and we really want to watch Moses Kuria. What is his exact motive?